Hello everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 4 video. What did you think of the new intro? Let me know in the comments below. We are on the Bremen Oldenburg route and we're going to be driving the Expert DBBR 101, which is quite a little bit surprising, as when this DLC first came out, which was, what, 3 days ago as of recording this, the only routes you could drive it on were Riesa Dresden and Salzburg Rosenheim, but when I loaded it up, well, today, it also now has Dresden Chemnitz, this route, and there was one other as well. What was it? I can't remember. What was the other one? There was another one that showed up as well. So I don't know sort of why all of a sudden I can now run it on here. Yeah, not too sure. But yeah, you can now, I suppose, run it on a couple of, well, a few other routes, not just well, Salzburg Rosenheim and Riesa Dresden. Alright, let's get the train set up. Set you to headlights. Put in the data. We are 228 meters. So let's do the train length first. So 23. Top speed would be 200. So we'll put that to 20. Our brake percentage, I believe typically for an intercity train is 18. So 18. And that's already, brake type is 9, which 9 is sort of for passenger trains. So 9. So that should be all good. Let's send that off. There we go. AFB, make sure that's on. RFB. Cool. And we'll set that to 40. And our GSM fun, the joy of actually having to set up the train. ZD, right, we are 2039, 2039, enter that. We are TF1, that's correct, and it actually already says DB Fernwerk, which is correct, so we don't need to change that. So let's send that data off. Let's register ourselves on the system. There you go, that's done, and we're going to call it Delmenhorst, then to Bremen. Electric train supply, that needs to come on. And we have got faults enabled, so we may get a fault on the journey, which will be fun. In fact, let's turn up the factor just a little bit more. As well, it's not that high. Let's put it on, I don't know, 8. Probably still won't get any faults, but yeah, probably slightly higher. There we go. Right, let's get out of here and let's begin the journey. Quite an unexpected journey. As yet, no idea. Well, I don't know if they've done a little secret update or just to allow the Expert 101 to just do a bit more. But they must have done something. Just going to sort of have a look at the TSW newsfeed update or update something. Don't know. Yeah, not sure. But yeah, you can now use the Expert 101 on a few more routes than what you could when it first come out, which was Salzburg Rosenheim and Riesa Dresden. They were the only options, as I checked. Well, in fact, we all checked when we did the live stream and first looked what routes you could run it on. It was just Salzburg Rosenheim and Riesa Dresden. But now all of a sudden you can run it on a few more routes, which is great. But it's like, when did that happen? Up to 60. Cool. Yeah, what do you guys think of the new intro? This is the first video to have it, so if you're yeah, you guys are the first people to see the new intro. But man, very nicely whipped it together. Yeah, cool. Hopefully it will remain that way as well. As with the past intro, we had troubles where the music was like, hang on, you don't use that music, even though it was YouTube's own music. Across the lift bridge here at Oldenburg. So Delmenhorst isn't too far after Hude camp, so once we get to Hude camp we'll sort of start, you know, slowing down. It's almost like a neutral, well, almost felt like a neutral section there, but well, it wasn't. Right, up to 120. Let's get that fully up. There we go. So the distance actually starts at Oldenburg. 1.6 kilometre board. It's not a long route, this one. I mean, this journey is about 28 minutes, and that's the full route. You know, as opposed to something like Salzburg Road. I'm just going to turn down the audio a bit. As opposed to something like Salzburg Rosenheim, where you know it's like an hour and 10 minutes for a full run end to end. It's a short route, this one, but you get a fair amount with it. Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too noisy to begin with. I've had it set up for the DBBL 187, which I last did a recording in, which was like dead silent. See if that. I think the speed does go on. It might have actually gone up already. Pretty certain the last speed was just a 120, a 12. At 120. And let's go up to 140 on here. So hopefully we didn't miss that. I'm pretty certain there was two. Oh no, 160. Even better. Especially when you're in a DBBL 110. 160 is like, whoa. Well, they're saying that you don't actually get up to 160 in that train. Right, up we go. Let's get the speed up. Make sure the AFB doesn't go into, you know, 170. So will we get any faults on this journey? That's the next big question. Hopefully we do. I want to get like a big fault. But the thing is, I don't want to put the chaos factor on times 99, because then we'll be getting faults left, right and centre. And that's just not realistic. But I want to get a big fault. I mean, the biggest fault we've had so far is the Cipher fuse going, and that was in the cab car, in the Störwagen. Because when that happened, the train basically came to an emergency stop. That's the worst one we've had so far. I want another one of those. The one where you've got to go and change one of the valves and... So, do we have a cab car on the back? I want to check, but I don't want to check in case there's a warning. But right, quickly. No cab car on the back of this one. So it's just a substitution for the old 101. So you may not see this service if you don't have the old 101, which I'd imagine if you've got this train you probably do have the old 101, but if you don't, you might not see this service, because I think that this is sort of purely a substitution, not a separate timetable or anything. It's just a substitution. And yeah, you can do a freight run. There's freight on Dresden Chemnitz you can do in the Expert 101. So at some point I may give that a go, because that would just be weird doing freight in this. It would feel unnatural. And I also need to run this in winter as well, because in winter the windscreen actually does well, sort of ice up. So that would be very cool to see. It would be annoying in real life, but in the game it would just be cool. Especially with the window heating brakes. Right, let's get do we get a flyby shot? Yeah, let's get a flyby shot and hope that there's no warning boards or anything we're going to possibly miss as we're doing it. I suppose it must stay at 160 for a bit. So you may also have the old coaches for this as well, but I mean that doesn't really matter. I don't think there's really much difference with the old IC coaches. Or at least, yeah, not to me. There's not much of a difference. See that? But I suppose this also allows for a slightly quicker run as well. As on Razor Dresden, I mean, it says it's like 30 minutes, but it ends up being about 40 minutes. Maybe that's just a skill issue. Let's quickly acknowledge that starts slowing down. There you go, put that down to 120. And Salzburg-Rosenheim, all of the services are an hour plus. So sort of having that a little bit more variety in service duration is nice. Saves us chopping the video into 2. Right, just in time for the 120. So it must be coming up to Hude. I don't think we've been through that yet. Yeah, so you've got the branch line to Wilhelmshaven, which we can't drive up, unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, this is Hude. There is a 110 with the M-Wagon. This was the first route we saw the M-Wagon on. And now it's on, well, 2 other routes, technically. Well, Linke Rheinstrecke, where you've got the mint green M-Wagon. And with the DBBR 218 DLC, you then get the diesel cab car version on Hamburg-Lübeck. .6 kilometres already. It's only been 12 minutes. And back up to 150. So we've got Buchholzberg, another station, Heukenkamp, and then Delmenhorst. As we speed towards Bremen. What's Bremen like? Anyone been there? Is it like a big city? Is it like a small city? What's good about Bremen? Why would I want to go there? Let's put that up. There we go. Apart from it having cool trains. Or in 2012 having cool trains. Which I suppose in a way we shouldn't really be in the IC livery, should we, for the 101? Would have this been around in 2012? Probably just being sort of the standard red. But I thought we'd be cool when going in the IC livery. I think that's a more recent addition, isn't it? The IC livery. So even like on the Dostos and the what would it be? The 146. I think some of them now have an IC livery, even though they're not, you know, fast trains. See if it, yeah. This is Buchholzberg. It's a cool name for us there, Buchholzberg. Through we go. It's a noisy old thing though when you get up to speed, this train. Doesn't just sort of die off the audio like in the 187. Which that video probably actually hasn't come out yet, but basically I ran the 187 on this route. It had quite nice sound to begin with, up to about 40 kilometres an hour, and it sort of just died, the sound, up to sort of 100 kilometres an hour. So at least this train actually does make a bit of sound. too far along to the next stop. So we'll start sort of getting ready for Delmenhorst once we go through Hude camp. As from there, it's, well, not too far. 24 kilometres already. It's just so quick. Let's try a nice photo at some point. Maybe we'll try and get one at Bremen. Or at Delmenhorst. Yeah, this is the station I cannot remember the name of, but through we go. Kind of a bit too fast to read it. It's not like Rack. No, not. I mean Rackwitz. That's not rapid transit. But I think it begins with an R. And then coming up to Hude camp. We're at kilometre 26 out of Oldenburg, which is quite quick. What's that, 15, 16 miles? Is it a mile a minute? And this is Hude camp, so we'll sort of start getting rid. I mean, you have to slow down anyway through Delmenhorst. 120. Oh, not that. That's the wrong brake to use. So we'll sort of just a little bit of brake, not too much. Just a little bit to sort of initially start slowing us down. In fact, there's the warning board there for the 120. The station's not really that far after. Just going to acknowledge that. Didn't really get a glimpse of that signal. It's really been almost 30 kilometres since Oldenburg. Surely not. But then yeah, because coming out of Oldenburg you had like the 1 kilometre board. No, that can't be right. Surely it's not 30 kilometres. 29 since Oldenburg. No, way less than that. Unless it has been. No, don't know. I don't have a nebula for this route. But there's not really sort of much to learn on this route. It's fairly short but sweet. It has been 30 kilometres. I mean, I suppose this route is a lot quicker than Salzburg-Rosenheim, where 30 kilometres takes... I mean, it has almost been 12... Well, it's been 18 minutes. Okay, maybe it has been 30. I mean, I doubt the kilometre boards are lying. Up to 100 miles an hour once we've started off from here. Well, probably don't need to go. Should we go all the way to the end? Oh, we actually missed Seafer there for a second. Hear the brakes sort of coming on. Oh, it says Stulham. That means there's a fault. Although in saying that, nothing's come up on there, so maybe not. Oh, actually, no, that's alright, actually. Oh, that's perfect. This is Delmenhorst, we're actually on time. Did we not have a fault? I'm pretty certain it said Stulham, which does mean fault. No, we got none. It's lying. Unless it was the Bremsade thing. But yeah, I think that's one thing a lot, well, I thought there'd be that faults going on all the time, but no. Well, barely. Well, it really depends on the chaos factor, but I mean, realistically, there's not going to be a fault every 2-3 minutes, is there? You got to be sort of fairly reasonable. I think we get another photo in Bremen. That'll be nice. Wait until 53. That's what we call the signaller. I wonder if it'll be the same signaller as in Salzburg and Dresden. Oh, what are you doing up this way? I thought you worked down in blooming Dresden and Salzburg. No, I don't want you. Go away. Hang up. Right, let's get the doors shut. And yeah, straight up to 160. So we'll just whack that fully up. So the race to 160. In fact, let's sort of see how fast this can go. It's quite good. I remember on the original one, it gets wheel slip quite easily. Well, that's literally just full throttle now. Full throttle. We're set to 160. How long is it going to take us to get up to 160? It's just gone past minute 21 in the video, so we can time it. How long does it take to get to 160? Oh, so yeah, let's say 100. Well, we'll time it 100 kilometers an hour, because that's sort of 0 to 60 miles an hour, and a 0 to 160. Obviously, we're a full rate, you know, coaches on the back. So in 42 seconds. 0 to 60 in about 47 seconds, that was. Or about to 160, how long is that going to take? Because I think this is quite flat here. Well, yeah, I think it's fairly flat, so should be a fairly fair game. Okay, I'll put that, yeah, about 90 seconds in it, a minute and a half to get up to 100 miles an hour from standstill with, well, however many coaches we've got behind us, a few IC coaches. And that's not too bad. Gonna have a flyby shot. Don't think there's any warning boards, not just yet. Just sort of pressing circle every now and again. Okay, cool, nice and quick. Let's get back in. But yeah, now the DLC has been out a few days. What does everyone think of it? Good? Bad? Although I don't think we should even use that word for it. Bad. Good or alright, I suppose. I don't think you can. I don't think really anyone can call the DLC bad, because you know it's basically one of the most advanced trains we've now got in the game. Yeah, alright or good. I just want to see a little yellow flash come up, which means there's a fault. Well, no, maybe we'll be lucky again. Luck's on our side when it comes to this train. I want to go and flip some fuses and valves. I'll turn some valves. How many kilometres now? 38. Really that far from Oldenburg. I suppose let's say Bremen, what's that, 45 kilometres, 30 miles. That was a warning for a 120, so we'll put the brakes on fairly sharpish. Oh, there's the 120 starting. Yeah, it's now 120. And quite soon comes down even further. I think it's 60. Yeah, I'm wanting for a 60. So we will get a. Well, you can see it's got a magnet on it. And you can even see the magnet there. So the sort of little X on the signal indicates. We've got to get down to below 85 within 23 seconds, which we've already done now. 60 doesn't begin just yet, so I'm just going to sort of put it about 75, just until the 60 actually starts. So I think it's sort of a bit past the station yet. Doesn't want to slow down too early. Just dawdle along at 60. That's got sort of another warning. There's another 101 there. Although I'd imagine that's sort of the vanilla 101, the Dovetail Games 101. The not as complicated one. Can't imagine that's the expert version. Although saying that, it may substitute as AI as well. I don't know, is there like a key difference between the Dovetail Games and TSG1 on the exterior? Apart from, obviously, if you see, well, you'd know it's a TSG1 if you saw the IC livery. Wanting for a 40. I think we'll get a nice photo coming into Bremen. Dovetail Games Logistics. Yeah, it's a nice, well, short but sweet route, Bremen Oldenburg. I mean, that's sort of the only thing, well, not good about this route. If you want to say it's not a good thing, it's just the length of the route. Apart from that, it's a solid route. It's good trains on it, nice mix, lots of substitutions and layers. I wouldn't say it's one of those routes to sort of rush out and get Bremen Oldenburg. Probably more sort of one of those routes you just pick up on sale. Yeah, when it's 50% off or so, I'll add that to my basket type route. Yeah, we could unrelease ourselves some PZB monitoring, but there's not really any point. Not really much point at all. We slow down a bit early here. It's like, come on, 40, actually begin. And sort of the wiggly approach into Bremen. I suppose that goes down to goes to single track as well. Yeah, it's a funny little approach. It's actually coming sort of into quite a substantial station as well. Oh no, it's not single track. No. You get put onto this one, onto the bit of wrong line running, I suppose. Here we have quite a few trains. There's another 101 there. Got a 110. Nice. This is sort of the place to try and get a photo. Maybe try and get one under the canopy. Yeah, let's try and get one here. Yeah, there we go. That's quite good. Let's try and make something out of that. Really. You can't really be too creative. Don't know. Don't really like it really. Bit of rotation. Yeah. Okay. We'll settle with. Nah. Don't know. I'm not settling with that. Well, that one's alright. That one's a bit better as you get the CIS board in. Centre it up a bit more. Like that. There we go. That will do. Got the 1000 hertz magnet. No, 500 hertz magnet. Go right to the end here as well. A fairly long train. There's no stop marker. Goes a 185. Right, let's do the doors. And yeah, there we go. That is going to be it, everybody, for our lovely little run in Bremen. Bremen Oldenburg, which I don't know if they added like a little sneaky update to allow support for this train on Bremen. But I don't know. Before it was only Salzburg, Rosenheim, and Riesa Dresden. In fact, let's quickly go to the menu and we can have a little look. So I don't know if there was like a little secret update or something just to allow it to be a substitution. But it really does open the door to more opportunity with the Expert 101, especially with the freight services on Dresden Chemnitz. I mean, that's quite cool. So if it loads us out, which always takes longer than it does to load you in, we can then have a look. Pick a train. Yep. Expert 101. Oh, there. Expert. Yeah. Yeah, Castle Versberg. That's the other one. So you can try it with LZB. So yeah. I don't know. Dovetail confirm. Have you sneaky update? Or TSG? Anyway, links can be found in all the usual places. Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, have a lovely rest of your day or whatever. And I'll see you all in the next one. See you all. Oh, and thanks to Dovetail for giving us a key to show this off. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.